Hey, go.
You guys want to go for a walk? Do you? Want to go for a walk? Ask Mama. Ask Mama.
You want to go for a walk? Okay. For like what? I don't even believe you.
All right, here we go. Good morning. Happy Monday, friend. We are here, logged in already. It's about 10 o'clock. I, as you probably saw, trained my mom this morning. I was actually ready. I was like dressed and stuff before going into that, which meant that I could just get right into my work day. So that felt pretty nice because a lot of times Monday mornings feel rushed for me, which I hate, and immediately sets me up for not a great day. But yeah, so today a little tired, but besides that, feeling good. This week will be a little slightly different than usual because my boss is out of town. So it's not really going to change that much, but it's always kind of interesting, right? Just because knowing that you're not going to be checked up on as much or whatever. But what will be interesting is that because we have a small team, he's like my go-to for questions and stuff, because the things that I'm working on, nobody else is really doing. So people just don't have a lot of context for what I'm doing. So it's hard to go to anybody else for questions or with questions, because he is the one who's kind of managing and doing this work before, and with me coming onto the team had given it to me. So yeah, it'll be interesting for me because if I have questions, I'm either gonna have to work through stuff on my own, lean on other people from the team, etc. And then just like for the team as a whole, he's very much like a linchpin of what we do on the team. So I'm not the only one by any means. He's just the go-to guy for all the stuff. So which makes sense. But because of that, it will be interesting to have this week where work still needs to get done. We'll still be being productive, but without him there to oversee, answer questions, etc. So yeah, just like curious to see how that plays out. Feeling pretty good about it in general. I have like a good idea of the tasks and stuff that I need to do this week. I want to do just a little bit more planning here for my week and my day to get everything kind of straightened out in my mind and get some clarity for myself on exactly what I'm doing, where I'll need help from others, and what I can get in right here, right now. I do have a lot of work to do this week, and so that coupled with the fact that he's out will be interesting, and I'm kind of using that as a personal challenge to see how much of that I can knock out. I'm really wanting to do well with it. So with that in mind though, while I haven't been filming week in the life recently, it's been kind of the same struggle of just like pressure on myself, blah, 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 if you've been watching to this point. So with that in mind, I do have these expectations or goals that I want to challenge myself with, but I do want to give myself grace, and always, right? But like, I just don't feel like getting worked up about shit this week. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, is like, and especially the more, I haven't talked about this too much on here, but the more I really feel into what I'm passionate about and learning more about the environment and climate change, and just really like doing a full deep dive on that stuff, it creates perspective, and it's like, there's shit that really matters. And then just like personal life too, having a good weekend with Jesse, things like that, you realize like this is the kind of stuff that actually matters. And so if you're getting carried away with stresses and anxieties of work, generally, unless you're saving lives, it's not that like intense, right? Like it's not something that matters that much, even though it feels like that in that moment. So yeah, just kind of keeping all that in mind, and yeah, just like really wanting to go into the week strong here. So I'm going to get to my planning stuff and try to knock out a few different things today. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is I have like next to no meetings this week, so I'm also curious to see, I say it all the time here, but that excites me. I like having just like heads down work time. But because of that as well, I'm curious to see like how much I can actually get done. So with that said, thanks for being here and joining in, and I'll see you around today. Hello. Alrighty. Well, it's 5 o'clock and I'm feeling pretty good about where my day is at. I had a list of things here. Let me show you. The list itself isn't actually important. It'll be gibberish to you. But look at all those things I have crossed off. Feels good. I had written this list at the end of the day on Friday, which I knew that my future Monday self would appreciate, because often what I would do, or what would be easier to do, is to just log off on Friday and then figure out everything where I need to pick back up on Monday. But because of the things I was kind of juggling, I knew it'd be easier if I just listed things out for me to hit the ground running on Monday morning, as opposed to like trying to figure out what I needed to do and taking all the time and energy to do that and potentially missing something. So the fact that I actually got those things crossed off feels pretty good, because I didn't feel like this morning was super productive. So the fact that all that stuff is crossed up, besides the one that you probably noticed is not, is really, really good. I have, as I mentioned earlier, a bunch of stuff I need to get done this week. And so this is a really good start. It's exactly what I needed for Monday. So I'm feeling pretty good. And with that, I'm probably going to log off soon. I've mentioned this before, but I usually stay online until like 5:30 is the norm for me. Sometimes a little bit later, just depending on what's going on that day, because most of my team is west of me, either in Chicago or even on the West Coast. For me on the East Coast, I just, logging off early is really not going to happen a lot of the time. I do own a lot of my own work, and the way that our team works, it's not super collaborative, not in a bad way, just in like we all have our own things that we're working on, and so a lot of the time I don't need to be on, but it's easier, and if I get a question or something like that, it's just easier to be online rather than mentally, energetically logging off and then noticing at 5:45 or something that I have a Slack from somebody and feel the need to answer it. So anyways, yeah, the fact that it's 5 o'clock and I think I'm done for the day feels really good, because yeah, I've, over the past, I guess really these first 2 months of me working, I've worked long days for the most part, because I just feel like I'm trying to make up so much ground in terms of learning and just, yeah, being on top of stuff, that it feels pretty good to be like, okay, worked a normal day, I can log off around 5 and feel good about it and not be like, oh shit, I should have done these 3 other things. So that's my longer than necessary story for where I'm at. But yeah, happy Monday. Hey there, friend. Happy Tuesday. Well, I just got off of a work call, that is. It is late morning here. Just chilling. It's my coworker. Finn's under the desk. I am under the weather. Ooh, look at that transition. Yes, I'm a dork. Yeah, just Jesse has had like cold symptoms, mostly on, I was going to say on and off, but mostly on for the past week or so. and I've been totally fine, but last night definitely got some congestion going, and throat was kind of itchy, scratchy when I woke up a couple times, and yeah, it's continuing to drain this morning. I feel, foggy, kind of the general cold congestion type symptoms. So yeah, it's not super fun. Jesse's hasn't gotten like really bad. It's just been kind of annoying. She initially did like a rapid COVID test and it was negative. She never actually did like a PCR or whatever. But things also didn't get worse. There were no other symptoms then. Like she had a sore throat one day and then congestion type stuff since. Just feeling tired, stuff like that. And then, like I said, I had no symptoms at all, so we just didn't feel a need to test any further. But yeah, this is where we're at. I'm kind of like, my eyes feel a little glassy. When you can just tell your eyes are like glazed over. But yeah, got that wonderful cold thing going on where I had to like stop and like catch my breath because I can't breathe normally while talking or eating or those types of things. So yeah, that's the newest update in terms of how my day is going. I'm just doing work stuff. It is kind of nice. Like I said, this meeting that I just had, this call that I just had was literally the only thing on my calendar for today. So that's really nice. I'm grateful for that. Just given how I feel. Try to do some work, but will hopefully intermittently rest throughout the day as well, or give myself a little bit bigger breaks in terms of my lunch and afternoon break, stuff like that. Just because I don't want to overdo it. These are definitely the moments where, while I'm always grateful to work from home, these are moments where it feels really good because it's like, I just, don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to be around people. Just all these things that would be draining me further. So yeah, happy about that. But yeah, other than that, just kind of going about stuff today, and yeah, I'm gonna try to take care of myself and rest as needed, and I'll be seeing you around. Hey there, friend. Happy Wednesday. I'm out here with Finnegan and Cora. Obviously, what else? I'm under my tree here, which is finally starting to green, which I love because it really just fills the space in the backyard, and the green is just oh so pretty. There we go. Find a spot where I can actually not have light patches in my face. But here we are, out here drinking a little bit of a protein shake. It is 4:30, taking a little break from work. As you can probably hear, still feeling under the weather today. I'm like fine, but not fine, like that weird in between of like, I'm really totally, like I can't complain about how I feel. I don't feel like complete garbage, anything like that. It's like just enough to be annoying and feel like I'm kind of just like slogging through my day a little bit. My mental clarity has been mostly there, which is nice, because yeah, that's something that I was kind of expecting to not be the case. But fortunately, that's been mostly there. It's not like 100%, but it's also not terrible. The biggest thing this afternoon has been that my stomach hasn't been very happy, so yeah, I'll save you graphic details, but yeah, it's just been bothered, and so I'm hoping that this stays down. I've still been eating pretty normally, like my appetite's been less than what it normally is, but I've still been hungry, so that's the challenging part, because I've like been hungry, but then when I eat, my stomach doesn't want to deal with that. So yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm at. But yeah, outside trying to get a little bit of sun. It's absolutely beautiful out here. So I'm just trying to soak up some vitamin D, as well as get my feet in the ground and some fresh air in my lungs. So we've got Mama back in here, just nestled away. But I saw earlier, or a few minutes ago, that the dogs were down here and they were sniffing at something, so I had a feeling it might be connected. And unfortunately, there's a little baby. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Mama. I'm sorry. Poor little dude. Well, remember that baby bird, the dead one? Well, when I brought the dogs outside, Finnegan naturally immediately went over there, and so I caught him as soon as he started doing it, and I used the command, leave it. That's what we teach our dogs, to leave something, let it be. And he didn't leave it, and so I was immediately like right there, and I like grabbed him. Didn't see if he may or may not have swallowed it, but the baby bird was no longer there. So here we are in the car. We're going to the vet to see if they can induce vomiting so that he can throw it up. Here's the thing, dogs are carnivores, but because it's a dead baby bird, and like, well, for one, you got all the bones, right? It's not just like it ripped meat off of a deer. But because it's dead, it could also carry bacteria, which could make him really sick. Like, not just throwing up, but like really sick, like not good. So here we are, opting for the inducing vomiting. The part that I'm frustrated about is that I don't actually know if he ate it. because I got to him pretty much right away, and unless he just swallowed it in one fell swoop, then like there was nothing in his mouth, like he wasn't chewing. So anyways, I have no idea, but figured better safe than sorry, better than sitting around waiting to see if he starts throwing up and, you know, then not sleeping because we're worried that he's got salmonella, because that's what dead birds can carry. So here we are, going to the vet. Logged off of work a little bit early, canceled a late meeting. So here we are. How you doing, buddy? You feel better? Yeah, you feel better. Oh. Well, looks like the anti-nausea medicine is kicking in, because it's doing all right. I truly believe that one of the best things that we can do as individuals, you and me, is to simply just be curious about the natural world around us. Look, smell, touch. Simply having fun, allowing this childlike wonder to come into our lives and to just observe all this beauty around us. We take it for granted, and in any modality of healing, if we focus too much on the serious work that we have to do, it's going to be really overwhelming and overbearing. So if we can learn to have fun, the process is going to be much more enjoyable. Are you getting out in nature today?